Friday, May 22nd.
This independent review is great, but it can't delay further action today.
The province is launching an independent review of hospital safety.
So what we're seeing for as far as infrastructure damage, there's a lot around Prince Albert. There was some around Meadow Lake.
The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 4 communities still have active emergency declarations due to flooding.
I came home singing.
And we now know who will rock the stage at the Saskatoon X this summer. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Kayleen Sawatsky.
And I'm Janelle. Happy Friday.
And not just a happy Friday, it's the Friday before your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Do you have any big plans?
No big plans yet, but estate sales coming up this weekend that you're interested in, so maybe we'll go do that together.
Yeah, you can just come with me. You can invite yourself anywhere I am going.
Going to be with you.
And we're going to have some great weather for that.
Absolutely. The weekend is going to be beautiful. Lots of warm temperatures and good sunshine too.
All right, we'll get to news. We'll chat with you again in just a few minutes. Safety at Saskatchewan hospitals is under the microscope as the government launches an independent review into security practices at healthcare facilities. CTV's Laura Woodward on the concerns raised and what this investigation aims to put forward.
Inside these Saskatchewan hospitals, an increase of violence.
It's spitting, it's hitting, it's punching, it's weapons. I myself have been threatened to get shot just for helping a client.
In January, the NDP shared this photo showing knives seized from people entering St. Paul's Hospital before metal detectors were installed. The rise in violent incidents is prompting the government to launch an independent review of hospital safety and security, conducted by Buckingham Security Services, led by Saskatoon's former police chief and the province's past chief coroner, Clive Wayhill.
So we're going to be looking at safety inside the hospital, infrastructure safety itself, and then safety around the outside of the perimeter of the hospital as well.
Wayhill says the 30-person team will assess 26 healthcare facilities in the province. A phone line and dedicated email have also been set up for people to share personal experiences and concerns.
I think success would look that we could improve the system that we have right now, bring some uniformity right across the province, and make the hospitals a safe place that people feel safe going to.
This independent review is great, but it can't delay further action today.
The Saskatchewan Union of Nurses says some of its members are leaving the profession because of violence on the job, and more protective measures can't wait.
And so we need to act right now.
The review is expected to begin this week and take about 6 months to complete. At the end, recommendations will be made aimed at improving safety for staff, patients, and visitors across Saskatchewan hospitals. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The Saskatchewan NDP continue to hammer the province's handling of the Regina Urgent Care Centre, which continues to deal with reduced hours and staffing shortages since the start of this year. There have been 11 weekends and a Tuesday with reduced hours, while on one Sunday the centre was completely closed.
The Sask Party and the SHA is fully aware of the shortcomings of the urgent care centre, and yet the Sask Party government continues to champion urgent care centres as the solution for Saskatchewan people and the crisis that we're seeing in healthcare.
When first announced, the government did tout the centres as a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week health centre, but Premier Scott Moe has stated that model seems out of reach as the sector continues to deal with recruiting issues to get the urgent care centre to regular operating hours. CTV News has reached out to the ministry and to the SHA for comment, but a response was not immediately available. Jeremy, some new information about use of force in the Saskatoon Police Department.
Yeah, Kayleen, there's a new report from the Saskatoon Police Services showing use of force incidents are down from the previous year. Now, the police chief says community cooperation plays a role in the decline. CTV's Stacey Hine has the details.
All right, I'll just hit some high points of our 2025 use of force report.
A new report to the Board of Police Commissioners details the Saskatoon Police Service's use of force numbers for 2025. Last year, police reported 367 use of force incidents, down from 497 in 2024. Police Chief Cam McBride says community cooperation plays a role in the decline.
Use of force is always a response to the behavior of somebody in the community. And where there's compliance from individuals that we're dealing with in the community, the use of force is always lower.
The report notes the service changed its reporting software a couple of years ago and now tracks multiple uses of force within a single incident, which makes year-to-year comparisons before 2024 unreliable. The report says officers used batons twice last year, a taser 32 times, pointed a gun 9 times, and fired a gun 3 times. Physical force was used 156 times, down from 209 in 2024. Calling in the Tactical Support Unit is also considered a use of force. That happened 30 times last year. McBride says officers continually assess situations, which can quickly escalate or de-escalate.
If the officer feels threatened, or if the officer perceives that somebody else in the community is feeling threatened or being threatened, then it escalates things. But ideally, no force is the best option.
The report also notes public safety unit deployments have increased as the team responds to a growing number of protests in the city, with the unit now deployed weekly.
We wanted the board to be aware of how many times we're deploying them, because it is a significant cost when we have to send out a special team like that to deal with a circumstance.
Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Kayleen, lockout at 15 Wing Moose Jaw still continuing.
That's right, Jeremy. The lockout of maintenance and food services staff is entering its second week. About 35 staff are walking a picket line at the main entrance to the base. They are affiliated with Sedesco, which is contracted by the Canadian military. The union says some earn as little as $1 above minimum wage. It is calling on the employer to return to the bargaining table.
The company should come and negotiate, come to the table with a fair deal. And so we're very disappointed, but not surprised, unfortunately.
A spokesperson for Sedexo says it does not comment publicly on these situations. It says labor discussions are addressed between the parties. Workers at the Canada Revenue Agency will soon be required to spend more time in office.
Right now, people are just furious because they're being forced to go to the office and in bad working conditions sometimes. It's not proper for their work. A lot of people have a hard time to concentrate because as it is right now, even at 3 days a week, in a lot of places, they're like squeezing people closer together.
The CRA has now told its employees they will be required to be in the office 4 days a week by July. It says the move follows the direction of the Treasury Board. The union, the president of the Union of Taxation Employees says the shift will only apply to workers in offices where there is enough space to accommodate them. A question about Alberta separation will be on the ballot in a fall referendum.
Should Alberta remain a province of Canada? Or should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada?
It's a referendum question on whether or not to have a referendum. In an address to the province, Premier Danielle Smith says the fall vote will not trigger separation, but a yes will trigger the province to start the legal process to hold a binding referendum. The announcement came after a committee approved for the Forever Canada petition, which gathered more than 400,000 signatures in support of staying. The organizer of that petition says this should never have gone this far, but separatists aren't happy either.
Leadership is about making difficult decisions for the good of the country, even when they are from time to time not popular with your own political base.
I think it's just going to redouble everybody's efforts to buy UCP memberships, sell UCP memberships, have a special general meeting, and then have all of these issues, including her premiership, revisited.
The separation question will be one of 10 on the ballot. The other questions are about immigration and the Constitution. People in Alberta will vote on all of this on October 19th. Two-time NASCAR champion Kyle Busch has died at the age of 41. The Busch family and NASCAR issued a joint statement Thursday saying Kyle died after being hospitalized with a severe illness. He had been a driver for more than 2 decades. Busch won more races than anyone across NASCAR's 3 national series. He was set to compete in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway happening Sunday. The Saskatchewan Roughriders wrapped up their final practice ahead of Saturday's preseason game with some added intensity. As competition ramps up for the remaining roster spots, the team isn't losing sight of the fun and camaraderie that's been building at training camp. Players were vocal, dancing, having a good time as the focus moves to hosting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on Saturday, where up to 10,000 fans will fill Griffiths Stadium. Head coach Corey Mace knows Rider Nation will support them all over the province. And while the Huskies' homecoming game isn't until the fall, he hopes some fans are ready to dust off their togas a little early this year.
I heard togas is maybe a thing here. I hope that's a thing. I want to see that. But, you know, one thing I do know, you could put a field anywhere in this province and people are going to show up in green and white.
Kickoff on Saturday is at 5 p.m. with a party in the park next to the stadium starting at 2 p.m. Tickets are still available, and if you do want to grab some tickets, some money would help. Let's talk about a contest, Janelle.
That's right. You can wake up and win with CTV your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is prosper. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Enter prosper with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look at some of these current temperatures that we are seeing here in the province today. Starting off a little bit cooler, we will see these temperatures warm up significantly today and into the weekend as well. But first, let's take a look at what we're seeing here this morning. Buffalo Narrows sitting at about 9 degrees along with South End. Stony Rapids and La Ronge at 8 degrees. Hudson Bay 5. Kindersley and the Battlefords at 6. Wynyard and Yorkton sitting at 9 along with Estevan. Weyburn 4 degrees and East End 6. Now for our future cast here, we can see some of this cloud cover moving through the province, a little bit of rain as well. So this will be later tonight, especially that Yorkton Estevan area, seeing the majority of it. We will get into those amounts coming up, but first let's take a look at these beautiful highs that we've got ahead of us. Prince Albert and the Battleford seeing 21 degrees today. Swift Current 18, Moose Jaw at 17, Regina 18 as well, and expecting the chance of thunderstorms coming a little bit later on today. Estevan 14 degrees, and of course that rain that is on the way. Now for total rainfall amounts, Yorkton is seeing about 10 millimeters and Estevan sitting at 11. So again, not a lot of rain, but you can expect to see some precipitation. Now for our 7-day forecast here in Regina, 18 degrees today for our high, again seeing those thunderstorms coming a little bit later on. Tomorrow, 22 degrees and lots of beautiful sunshine. Sunday really ending things off on a high note with 26 degrees, and Monday kicking off a new week with 30 degrees. As you can see here, for the Tuesday to Thursday of next week, we will expect to see these temperatures climb even more. 32 degrees on Tuesday, reaching 16 as the low that night. On Wednesday, 27 is that high, and Thursday, 28. Over to Saskatoon, 19 degrees today, seeing that sunshine. Tomorrow, even warmer to 23 as that high, and 10 degrees Saturday night for the low. Perfect weekend if you're heading out, going outdoors to do something. The sun will be out and that temperature is beautiful. Sunday, 25, seeing 28 as that high on Monday. As we fast forward into Wednesday, we can expect to see some more thunderstorms heading towards Saskatoon and those surrounding communities. Still reaching about 31 degrees on Wednesday for the high, 17 as the low, and Thursday sitting at 28.
I'm Omar Sachedina. Tonight, from Ajax, Ontario, to one of Scotland's biggest clubs.
Pressure is a privilege, you know, because it means that you're playing for something important.
How Derek Cornelius cemented his spot on Team Canada.
Rangers! Oh, wow!
Tonight on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
All right, well, I know it feels like we have the greatest job in the world, but we've also discovered the second greatest job in the world. Could anything beat being a baby pygmy hippo bather? Berlin Zoo just shared this video of their newborn hippo getting a bath out in the warm spring sun. She now weighs 22 pounds, nearly double her weight. She was only born on May 9th, so she's fresh. She doesn't quite have a name yet, but they do say she's developing well and gaining weight steadily.
Do you remember a couple years ago when the pygmy hippo named Moo Dang was viral all over the internet?
Of course I do.
I actually made my daughter Moo Dang for Halloween that year. But now we need a new name for this cutie.
That's right.
So that this one can take over the internet.
Yes, very important.
All right, speaking of names, we're asking you today about your nicknames in our question of the day. So we're asking, what is your nickname and how did you get it? I know a lot of nicknames have some fun stories behind them. Jeremy, do you have a nickname?
No, my name lends itself. I've been Dodge, I've been Dodger, I've been JD, I've been Dodge Aspen, but I've never really had a nickname that doesn't incorporate my already existing name.
Yeah,
so nothing too interesting.
Janelle has a few in our newsroom here, but we mostly just do the one where we blend your first name and your last name together and we call you Janella Pie because you're sweet as pie. So do you have any other nicknames though?
No, I have actually never really had a nickname for myself, especially growing up too. You'd think that that would have been like a developmental moment. It wasn't. I didn't have it.
I was a competitive dancer and we all had nicknames for each other and we had them on our jackets, embroidered on our jackets. So mine was Special K after the cereal.
Love it.
So at my dance studio,
I
was Special K.
That's great.
But we want to hear from you. Text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply. Or scan that QR code on your screen. We'll be sharing some nicknames in about an hour.
A campaign to support kidney health in our province has reached a successful conclusion. St. Paul's Hospital Foundation launched the By Your Side Kidney Care campaign last March. On Thursday, the foundation announced it has raised more than $10.2 million. The money will go toward early screening programs, kidney health and education, and holistic care. The foundation says it's estimated 117,000 people in Saskatchewan have some form of kidney disease, which is often called a silent killer. The Von Wyant family donated $500,000 toward the campaign in honor of Dr. Gordon Wyant, a pioneer in Saskatchewan kidney care and a member of the province's first kidney transplant team.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Hello there, Matt Scooby inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to North Carolina. Habs taking on the Canes Game 1 Eastern Conference Final. Cole Caulfield finds Juraj Slafkovsky. He absolutely undresses Andrei Svechnikov and then dekes out Freddie Anderson for a spectacular goal. Slafkovsky with an absolute beauty. What a toe drag. Snaps out of his 4-game goalless streak in a big way with 2 goals in this one. It's your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN NBA Playoffs, Game 3 between the Thunder and the Spurs. Tip-off 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Time for School Day Forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, hitting about 7 degrees. By lunchtime, 15, and final bell, starting to see some of that rain and the possibility of thunderstorms rolling in with that high of 17. Over in Saskatoon, 4 degrees by the time you get onto the bus. Seeing that sun in the sky at lunch as well, 17 degrees, and final bell, 20. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.89. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.59.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.82.9. The lowest you might find is $1.69.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $708.85 per ton. That futures price is $750.80 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton. Red spring wheat is $294.10 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 72.55 cents U.S. In about 10 minutes, the Regina Pats set to begin development camp with no coach in place.
Welcome back to your Friday edition of Your Morning Saskatchewan. Here are your headlines. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 4 communities still have active emergency declarations due to flooding. This as the SPSA continues supporting 21 active flooding incidents. That's down significantly from early last week when a total of 18 communities were under states of emergency.
So what we're seeing for as far as infrastructure damage, there's a lot around Prince Albert. There was some around Meadow Lake, and it's kind of on that northern fringe where most of the water is. Down through Quill Lake, that area.
Jax added that municipalities affected by flooding continue to work diligently in their recovery efforts, such as repairing roads. Saskatoon police spent the last couple of days stepping up enforcement. Officers were out at several locations in and around Saskatoon as part of a selective traffic enforcement program known as STEP. This enforcement drive focusing on impaired and distracted driving, seatbelt use, speeding, unlicensed driving, and vehicle registration and vehicle violations. The goal is to improve traffic safety in Saskatchewan. A fire at a Saskatoon apartment complex forcing people from their homes Thursday afternoon. This was the scene in the 800 block of Appleby Drive at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Firefighters battling smoke and flames that were coming from the roof. Extensive damage to the exterior can be seen. There is no word on what caused this fire or a damage estimate at this time. The Canadians who were on board an intercepted flotilla headed to Gaza are now in Turkey after being deported by Israel. Reports say 12 Canadians were part of the global Samud flotilla, which consisted of hundreds of people and 41 boats. They were attempting to break Israel's blockade of Gaza in order to bring humanitarian aid to the region. How they have been treated while detained caused an outcry internationally, including from Prime Minister Mark Carney, who called it unacceptable. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Amon says officials are on the ground in Turkey, making sure the Canadians receive the medical care they need before heading home. The city of Yorkton is going to allow a small number of urban chicken coops this summer. Yorkton residents will be able to apply for one of 5 urban hen licenses starting June 1st at a cost of $75. A license allows a maximum of 5 hens per residence. Hens will not be allowed without a license, and given the limited number, the city asks residents not to install a coop, build a run, or make yard modifications until approved for a license. Urban hen keepers are not allowed to sell eggs, hen manure, or chicken meat, and butchering is not allowed on a residential property. Hundreds of school children received a tour of the City of Regina Public Works yard on Thursday. Public Works Day was a chance for students to see lots of big and heavy equipment from up close, from machines that clear snow from our roads to machines that dig holes to access water and sewer pipes. The Public Works Department employs about 600 people who perform a wide variety of tasks all across the city. Regina Mayor Chad Baczynski says the event is an educational experience for the kids who learn about the city and its various services and their function.
We need to get the work done. We know we have a lot of work to catch up on. And, my message is, be patient. We're going to do our best to communicate to residents. We have our online construction map that'll tell you where construction is happening and when, so you can plan your routes accordingly.
Mayor Baczynski has declared this week as Public Works Week, recognizing those who work hard behind the scenes. Strong winds and precipitation slowed down seeding across the province, with 29% complete, well behind the 5-year average of 55%. Pulse crops are the furthest along, with 53% of field peas and lentils seeded, 40% of chickpeas. Cereal crops, Durham leads the way at 49%, 27% for barley, 25% for spring wheat, and oilseed crops, 30% of mustard is seeded, 21% for flax, just 15% for canola. Topsoil moisture, the wet weather is helping avoid dry conditions, which will benefit crop development. 94% of cropland topsoil moisture is either surplus or adequate. Hayland is 91%, pasture topsoil 87%. After more than 30 years, The Late Show has signed off for the last time.
Paul, why are you interrupting me?
I'm just curious when our interview starts. I have an extremely long poem I want to recite, and I don't want to run out of time.
You wrote a poem about me?
I wrote a poem.
Stars like Paul Rudd and Bryan Cranston stopped by during Stephen Colbert's last monologue. The big secret heading into the show was who will be the last guest. There was talk it could be Pope Leo, but it was Sir Paul McCartney who took the couch. McCartney performed in the Ed Sullivan Theatre with the Beatles in 1964. He helped close the show with the song Hello, Goodbye, and then it was lights out. The Late Show has been on CBS for 33 years, starting with the host David Letterman. As of last night, the time slot will be filled by Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen. We now know who will rock the grandstand at the Saskatoon X. John Desmond will be among the talent taking the grandstand this summer. Mother, Streetheart, and Josh Ross will also perform on the main stage. Entertainment also includes Circus and a motocross event called Extreme Freestyle. Organizers say safety is a top priority and that the technology on the metal detectors has been upgraded this year.
You have to understand that on a busy night, there are more people at the Saskatoon X than the population of Moose Jaw. So it really is a really big undertaking to keep everybody safe, and we're quite proud of our record over the last few years.
The Saskatoon exhibition runs July 30th to August 6th. This was the start the Habs were hoping for in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
It's his second of the playoffs. Now a great opportunity, and the Canadians tie it.
It was the Hurricanes who got the first on the board, but the Habs came back with 4 goals within about 11 minutes on their way to a 6-2 win on the road. Back home in Montreal, fans could not get enough. And the Saskatoon Mamba are still looking for their first win.
Dunbarton lost control, goes into the backcourt. Tynes chased up with the left, making it look easy.
The Scarborough Shooting Stars edged the Mamba 107-103 yesterday morning. It was a rare 9 a.m. tip-off. Miles Powell led all scorers with 27 points for the Stars. Jalen Williams had 26 for the Mamba. Saskatoon back in action on Friday the 29th when they host the Winnipeg Sea Bears at SaskTel Centre. Janelle, a short storm rolled through Regina last night, and Mike caught this shot of a beautiful full arch rainbow.
Gorgeous. I loved that storm yesterday. I could hear the thunder, the windows were open, the temperatures were still warm, but I didn't get a photo like this. This is gorgeous. We love seeing your photos.
Absolutely. Any risk today?
Well, we will be seeing some rain a little bit later on into the weekend, and for Saskatoon, a little bit today as well, but we'll get more into that coming up here. Let's take a look at our current temperatures. As of right now, we are seeing a cooler start to our Friday. We will start to see these temperatures increase, though, as the morning continues. We've got beautiful weekend ahead. As for currents right now, Buffalo Narrows at 9 degrees, Spiritwood sitting at 7, Nipawin 6, along with Melfort, Hudson Bay 5 degrees, Kindersley and the Battleford sitting at 6, Swift Current 4, Yorkton and Estevan 9, along with Wynyard and Weyburn 4 degrees. Now for our futurecast, we can see that little bit of rain moving through the province here tonight, a little bit later on into the evening as well. But for the most part, Yorkton and Estevan will be seeing the most of that rain. Still not too much, but you can expect to see that precipitation here today. The Battlefords will be seeing that high of about 21 degrees, along with Prince Albert. Yorkton 14 along with Estevan, and of course that rain. Regina 18 along with Weyburn. However, we can expect some thunderstorms, at least the risk of them, coming into the Regina and surrounding areas a little bit later on this afternoon. Moose Jaw sitting at about 17 for their high, and Swift Current 18. For total rainfall amounts here, Yorkton will be seeing 11 millimeters along with Estevan. So again, seeing the most amount of rain. For the rest of Saskatchewan, fairly clear skies, but of course those thunderstorms, there's still that risk in Regina and those surrounding communities as well. As you can see here, we're still reaching that high of about 18 degrees. Tomorrow starting the weekend at 22 for the high, 26 on Sunday. Seeing lots of beautiful sunshine. If you need a weekend to get outside and get some fresh air, this would be the perfect one. Monday, seeing that sunshine continue with 30 as the high, and Tuesday, a beautiful 32 degrees. Over to Saskatoon, 19 today for that high, seeing that sunshine. Tomorrow, 23, Sunday, 25. Again, seeing these temperatures increasing as the weekend goes on and even into next week as well. We can expect some sunshine. 28 on Monday to start off a new week. Tuesday, 33 degrees for that high. So seeing a very, very hot day. 17 that night as the low, and we are expecting Tuesday to have a lot of sunshine as well.
So if you think about it, if I can put 10 kilos of cocaine on an aircraft, I can use the same process and put 1 kilo of explosive on that same aircraft. It's a big concern.
It's an investigation that could change how you travel. A W5 investigation exposes how passengers are unwittingly helping traffickers move massive quantities of drugs through Canadian airports. Avery Haynes joins me now with a preview of this week's edition of W5. And Avery, this issue here, it's called bag tag switching. How exactly does this work, and how common is it?
Okay, I'm going to give you a show and tell of how it works. So you know when you go to the airport and you check a bag, this will be put on, this bag tag. And the bag goes off into the conveyor belt and you never see it again until you get to the to your destination. What we've identified is that corrupt employees in blind spots of an airport, after you've handed custody of your bag over, unstick the tag, which you can see how easy it is. They take this tag that has your name on it, your information, and they put it on a bag of drugs. They then take your bag and they put it on the plane either without a tag or with a rush tag on it. And now on that plane is your bag, a bag of drugs with your tag on it. Somebody on the other end is following it, often with an air tag or any kind of luggage tracker, so that when it comes out at the carousel, somebody will pick up the bag of drugs and leave. The problem that arises is if it is detected at that other airport or somewhere along the road, and then you're accused of smuggling a bag of drugs. What we have identified is that there have been 17 cases of this happening in the past year, 16 of them at Pearson Airport. And these are Canadians who are then left having to explain why they are associated with a bag of drugs in countries like Dominican Republic. There were 3 Canadians that were trapped there for months trying to prove their innocence. Bermuda, Jamaica, Philippines, Korea, all in situations where they've been accused of smuggling drugs.
Okay, this is incredible. So you have spoken to security whistleblowers. What did they have to say about organized crime at Canadian airports?
So we have, through court documents, intelligence reports, as well as our police sources, identified that at Pearson Airport, the mafia, cartel, Asian organized crime gangs, and motorcycle gangs are all operating at Pearson and targeting insiders to by paying them in order to move drugs through the airport. And so this infiltration of organized crime within the airports is what's facilitating the movement of drugs. And we've also identified through whistleblowers with the RCMP, people who are responsible for screening who should have access to highly sensitive areas of an airport, that the screening process for employees is deeply flawed, and that employees can actually take drugs off a plane or anything off a plane and walk from the plane to the parking lot without ever being stopped. We spoke to a ramp worker undercover who has been there for 20 years. He says that they have a joke at the airport at Pearson that you could walk out with a cruise missile and no one would stop you.
Wow. Okay. So obviously, we're going to look at solutions to some of those issues in the piece. How can travelers take caution, protect themselves when they have, they get their luggage checked. Like you said, they don't see it again until they land. How can they take precautions?
Well, I travel light now. I only travel with carry-on. I don't check a bag because it often gets lost anyway. But if you are checking a bag, the recommendation now is put an air tracker in there, some kind of a luggage tracker so you can track where it is, as well as take a picture of you with your bag and your tag, preferably on the weight when you're checking in so that they can show just how much your bag weighs before you fly. So you have some evidence that shows the bag that you've come with looks nothing like the bag that they're accusing you of smuggling drugs with. Other people are stapling these so that if somebody tries to remove it, it would be much more difficult.
Okay, all right. Avery Haynes, W5, Trafficked the Airport Conspiracy, airs tomorrow at 7 p.m. on CTV Saskatchewan. Stream it on Crave and YouTube. Avery, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Jeremy.
Well, it's jobs swap day on your morning, so let's go on location now with Daryl Rummold. Where are you today?
Little job swap today. I'm ringside at the Cooperator Centre in Regina, where the Regina Pats are set to open spring development camp. Doesn't seem like hockey has an off-season anymore. The architect of the team is Dale Durkach, Pats legend himself. Dale, you've been through this. You've been to these camps. What do you expect out of your players over the next couple of days?
Well, it's just time to get to know them, actually bring them in so the new guys that were just drafted can get to know us as an organization, what we offer, how we operate, and really just make them relaxed for fall camp when they come back, that they know people and put names to faces and so on.
Now you get a chance to see Liam Pugh and Maddox Schultz in a full season, but a lot of eyes going to be on Fletcher McDonald, your first overall pick this year. How nice is it to have him in the building and get a look at what he can do? Oh, that's great. It's great to have all 8 players in that we just drafted in this last draft and get a look at them all, and they all bring different qualities and attributes, so it'll be a fun time. Dale, the obvious question is, who's going to be running this camp? You don't have a head coach in place yet. Yeah, Tristan Fry, assistant general manager, is going to run it. I mean, he had his own company, worked with pro players like Cole Sillinger, Colby Williams, so he knows how to run a camp. Ken Schneider's going to stick around and help out, even though he's retired. And then we're also going to have Trevor Lackness, our shooting coach, and Max Paddock on the ice. So we've got lots of guys. So how are we looking with the coaching search so far? I'm on it. We're getting there. We're getting into some interviews now with some candidates, and hopefully have something done shortly. What's the team look like this year? Well, you never know. You go in with a positive attitude. I think it should look pretty good. We're going to return 19 players, so that's really bodes well. And I think the steps we took this past year really will show. And I think we're going to be pretty good. Dale, thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate your insights. Pat's development camp starts this afternoon just after 1 o'clock here at the Cooperator Centre, the big rink, C6.
It's May 22nd, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy belated 9th birthday to Paisley. Love Mom, Everly, Auntie, Papa, and Grandma. Happy 8th birthday to Rylan. Lots of love from your mom and dad. Happy 3rd birthday to Kane. Your mom and dad love you so much. And Jager is turning 11 tomorrow. Happy birthday to you, with love from Grandma and Grandpa. Happy 5th birthday to Zoe. Your family hopes you enjoy your special day. Happy 13th birthday to Benzema. Enjoy your first year as a teenager.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Chase, I've received word that you have a special photo to show us for this Friday.
I do. So there's a trend right now where people are uploading their dog's picture into ChatGPT and it spits them out how they look as a human. So I said, why don't we do a reverse of that? And what would I look as a dog? And as you can see, that is why that is not a trend. It is certainly what nightmares are made of. That's what ChatGPT thinks that I would look like as a dog. Would 100% not adopt. Not a good boy. I look like the son of Barf from Spaceballs. Just horrendous. So yes, we're off of that trend. It's much better making the dogs look like humans. So I took that bullet. I jumped on that grenade. If anyone else wanted to do the reverse of that trend, just don't.
It's
That's a bad
kind of
idea.
nightmare-inducing, but hey, I think you look like a good boy.
Oh my goodness, no, I woke up screaming in the night just thinking about it again, but we're trying to turn things around, have some good things going on. We got Name That Sound next hour too, up to $1,800 at 7:40.
All right, thanks so much, Chase. We'll check in with you next hour.
We'll see you then.
Who sent you?
You did. 35 years from now, you reprogrammed me to be your protector here.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day is back for its 35th anniversary. The classic science fiction action flick returns to theaters Friday for a limited release in 4 formats: original 35 and 70 millimeter prints and 4K and 3D digital restorations.
Come with me if you want to live.
I liked particularly that it's comedy.
Julianne Moore has more comedy in store. Variety reports the Oscar winner is set to executive produce and star in a new comedy film for Netflix. It's described as a multi-generational story like Moore's Crazy Stupid Love, in which her character is so determined to keep her daughter from moving across the country, she desperately tries to find her an ideal romantic partner to keep her at home. No word yet on a title or co-stars. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, time for our sidebar. Here's a reminder that Mother Nature always has the final say.
Some people owe you some money right now. Why are you mooning the cruise ship?
All Nikki wanted was a cute video of her walking down this path in Santorini, but you know, the wind had other plans. Blew her dress right over her head to the point where she had to sit down to control it. Not the wind-swept look she was probably hoping for, but she looked a little like Marilyn Monroe, right?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Jeremy's like a
Close.
little, I don't know.
Well,
it was.
I think that's what she was going for.
It was an attempt. All right, Jeremy, what else do you have for us?
Okay, we've got a photo that is 100% the responsibility of this kid alone.
How did you smile for your school picture? You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Let me see it again. Oh, I can't wait to see it.
About the face he made in his school photos. He shows her this nice smile, and then we see the photo, the smile he actually gave them.
To be fair,
Mom says she couldn't stay mad at that.
Yeah. I think it was hard to smile naturally in school photos. They always turned out looking a little weird.
Well, and Mom will cherish this forever.
All right, fill up your coffee cup. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I promise.
Let me see it again.
It's Friday, May 22nd.
Help STEP deliver programming across the prairies.
The Saskatchewan steel industry received some support from members of the federal government.
The Sask Party and the SHA is fully aware of the shortcomings of the urgent care center.
The Saskatchewan NDP continue to hammer the province's handling of the Regina Urgent Care Centre.
I heard togas is maybe a thing here. I hope that's a thing. I want to see that. But, you know, one thing I do know, you could put a field anywhere in this province and people are going to show up in green and white.
And the Saskatchewan Roughriders wrapped up their final practice ahead of Saturday's preseason game with some added intensity. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Kayleen Sawatsky.
And I'm Janelle. Good morning. Happy Friday.
It is a job swap day. Daryl Rummold is out on the go, and we're celebrating this morning. It is Janelle Lapai's birthday tomorrow. Her mom sent in this picture to say happy birthday. Who's the pup you got with you in that photo?
So this is our little puppy. His name is Henry. We actually got him. My mom and I went to go get plants or something one day, and we came back with a dog. So
as you do.
As you do. So yeah, that's our little baby.
All right, we're going to be celebrating in the newsroom later on with some cake. Before we get to cake, we have to get to news. The province launching an independent review of hospital safety. The third-party assessment through Buckingham Security Services will be led by Saskatoon's former police chief and the province's past chief coroner, Clive Wayhill. It will examine current security practices across Saskatchewan healthcare facilities. The government says a growing number of safety incidents highlighted the need for the review. Saskatchewan's Union of Nurses says frontline workers are facing daily abuse, including spitting, hitting, and threats.
This independent review is great, but it can't delay further action today.
The review is expected to begin this week and take about 6 months to complete. At the end, recommendations will be made aimed at improving safety for staff, patients, and visitors at hospitals across Saskatchewan. And the Saskatchewan NDP continue to hammer the province's handling of the Regina Urgent Care Centre, especially with expansion rolling out in other cities. As Donovan Mace shows us, the centre has faced operational disruptions nearly a dozen times already this year.
It's been a consistent announcement from the Saskatchewan Health Authority. Reduced hours for Regina's Urgent Care Centre. The Saskatchewan NDP say it's a problem being neglected by the province.
Multiple times, it has been forced to reduce its hours or even close completely, particularly on busy long weekends or on holidays.
When first announced, the government did say the centres would offer 24/7 care, but Premier Scott Moe has since stated that model seems out of reach as the sector continues to deal with recruiting issues to keep the urgent care centre on its existing regular hours. Now, since the start of this year, there have been 11 weekends and 1 Tuesday where the SHA announced reduced hours, while on 1 Sunday, the centre was completely closed. All were due to physician availability, according to notices from the SHA. In response to CTV News, the SHA says Saskatchewan, like all provinces, is facing a national shortage of physicians, and it will continue to work with its partners to recruit and retain doctors through targeted initiatives. CTV News also reached out to the Ministry of Health, but a response was not immediately available. For the NDP, the concern carries over into future plans for additional urgent care centres elsewhere in the province.
The Sask Party and the SHA is fully aware of the shortcomings of the urgent care centre, and yet the Sask Party government continues to champion urgent care centres as the solution.
The urgent care centre did make it through the May long weekend undisrupted, but the opposition says it will continue to monitor any future potential disruptions as the city moves into the summer vacation season. Now, in all hours or situations where the urgent centre is closed, patients are always directed to Regina's 2 hospital emergency rooms. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Jeremy Dodge, over to you now with some policing news out of Saskatoon this morning.
Yeah, Kayleen. Saskatoon police spent the last couple of days stepping up enforcement. Officers out at several locations in and around Saskatoon as part of a selective traffic enforcement program known as STEP. This enforcement drive focusing on impaired and distracted driving, seatbelt use, speeding, unlicensed driving, and vehicle registration, vehicle violations as well. The goal is to improve traffic safety in Saskatchewan. And a new report from the Saskatoon Police Service shows use of force incidents down from the previous year. The police chief says community cooperation plays a role in the decline. CTV's Stacey Hine has the details.
All right, on
let's hit some high points of our 2025 use of force report.
A new report to the Board of Police Commissioners details the Saskatoon Police Service's use of force numbers for 2025. Last year, police reported 367 use of force incidents, down from 497 in 2024. Police Chief Cam McBride says community cooperation plays a role in the decline.
The use of force is always a response to the behavior of somebody in the community. And where there's compliance from individuals that we're dealing with in the community, the use of force is always lower.
The report notes the service changed its reporting software a couple of years ago and now tracks multiple uses of force within a single incident, which makes year-to-year comparisons before 2024 unreliable. The report says officers used batons twice last year, a taser 32 times, pointed a gun 9 times, and fired a gun 3 times. Physical force was used 156 times, down from 209 in 2024. Calling in the tactical support unit is also considered a use of force. That happened 30 times last year. McBride says officers continually assess situations, which can quickly escalate or de-escalate.
If the officer feels threatened, or if the officer perceives that somebody else in the community is feeling threatened or being threatened, then it escalates things. But ideally, no force is the best option.
The report also notes public safety unit deployments have increased as the team responds to a growing number of protests in the city, with the unit now deployed weekly.
We wanted the board to be aware of how many times we're deploying them, because it is a significant cost when we have to send out a special team like that to deal with a circumstance.
Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
All right, Kayleen, more news over that separation vote in Alberta.
That's right, Jeremy. Albertans will be voting on the idea of separating from Canada this fall, but not directly.
I will be requesting our government add an additional question to the October 19th referendum vote announced previously. The additional question will be, should Alberta remain a province of Canada? Or should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada?
Albertans were already scheduled to vote in a provincial referendum this October, but the plan to put a question on separation on that ballot was struck down by a judge earlier this month, who ruled that the group Stay Free Alberta failed to consult with First Nations. Premier Danielle Smith says a referendum to vote for another referendum would allow her government to take the steps towards an actual vote on separation without falling under that ruling. A lockout of maintenance and food services staff is now entering its second week. About 35 staff are walking a picket line at the main entrance to the base. They are affiliated with Sodexo, which is contracted by the Canadian military. The union says some earn as little as $1 above minimum wage. It is calling on the employer to return to the bargaining table.
The company should come and negotiate, come to the table with a fair deal. And so we're very disappointed, but not surprised, unfortunately.
A spokesperson for Sodexo says it does not comment publicly on these situations. It says labor discussions are addressed between the parties. Gas prices are expected to drop across most of the country today, but it's super expensive. Drivers took advantage of a slight discount for a couple of hours of 10 cents per litre yesterday for National Fuel Day. Gas analyst Dan McTagg says prices are expected to dip 9 cents a litre today to sit on an average of $1.82 a litre. He's also forecasting a 9-cent drop in diesel. The Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission is tripling the amount of money streaming companies will need to pay towards Canadian content.
We are not in touch with the government about the status of trade negotiations. We're applying Canadian law in Canada.
The Trump administration has called the Streaming Act a trade irritant. The CRTC's new rules mean streaming companies will be required to contribute 15% of their Canadian revenue to Canadian content. That amount has been set at 5%, and it is already being challenged in court by a number of U.S. tech giants, including Amazon. As for traditional private broadcasters, including CTV, the CRTC has lowered the requirement to 25% of revenue. It used to be between 30 and 45%. The CRTC says the changes will amount to $2 billion in additional funding for Canadian and Indigenous content and news. For the first time in 35 years, the Saskatchewan Roughriders will hit the field for a preseason game in Saskatchewan's largest city. But there's still plenty of work to do heading into both preseason game day and the regular season. Keenan Sorakhan checks in at training camp.
It's nearly time to bring them out. The Saskatchewan Roughriders held their final practice in Saskatoon on Thursday ahead of Saturday's preseason finale against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the intensity on the field matched the fun amongst teammates.
It's the fine line that we always try to walk. We want to have fun here, man. You know, it's football.
Players weren't holding back Thursday, celebrating and congratulating one another, which was most evident in this showcase drill, where Keyshawn Johnson got the better of rookie first-round pick Malcolm Bell.
I got put on a challenge, great rep, he won. It's like, I'm going to see you next time. Yes, sir.
Fans will get to see their first look of free agent signing Josh Woods, a new key member of the linebackers who is quickly getting up to speed.
Just a great group. Like, we literally do have a really good group, and everybody generally, I feel like, likes each other and wants each other to be better and the best.
The focus now shifts to Saturday, where players are eager to see up to 10,000 fans fill Griffith Stadium for the first game here since 1991.
Even though it's a small venue, it's going to be rocking. It's Saskatchewan. They got great fans, and they always show when it's time.
I heard togas is maybe a thing here. I hope that's a thing. I want to see that. But, one thing I do know, you could put a field anywhere in this province, and people are going to show up in green and white.
Perhaps the most popular player in the lead up to Saturday is Daniel Weeb. Used to catching touchdowns here week in and week out as a U of S Husky, he'll have plenty of family and friends on hand to watch him run onto the field as a Rider.
It's honestly hard to even imagine right now. I'm just super excited, really looking forward to it.
The Riders will hold a walkthrough on Friday with festivities beginning at Griffith Stadium at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Keenan Sorakhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Now, this is the part of the show that everyone's waiting for these days. They want to know how they can wake up and win.
That's right. Well, you can wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is prosper. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter Prosper with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. Now let's sort of take a look at what we're seeing behind me here in Regina. A foggy start to the day, but again, those temperatures will begin to rise. As of right now, Regina is seeing the least amount of visibility in the province, so that is something to be mindful of on your morning commute. It will be a little bit more challenging to get through the city, so take a little bit of extra time. Let's see if we can get over to Saskatoon. Saskatoon seeing much clearer skies. There we go. Again, 7 here in Regina. A little bit warmer in Saskatoon at about 9 degrees. Seeing a lot more sunshine than what we're currently seeing here in the Queen City. Now let's take a look at these current temperatures. Again, a little bit of a cooler start to the Friday. The weekend is warming up beautifully. Buffalo Narrows sitting at about 12 degrees for the high. Stony Rapids at 10. South End sitting at 11, along with Spiritwood, Hudson Bay, 6 degrees. Swift Current and Kindersley at 7 degrees. The Battlefords at 10. Yorkton and Estevan both at 9. And Weyburn 4. Now for our futurecast, we can see that cloud cover moving through the province. And some rain as well. The Yorkton and Estevan areas will be seeing the most, but a little bit here and there throughout the province. We aren't expecting to see a lot. For highs today, the Battlefords will be seeing about 21, along with Prince Albert. Yorkton 13, Estevan 14, and of course seeing that rain. Now a little later on today for the Regina area, we are expecting to see the possibility of thunderstorms. So definitely some rain coming our way. Some thunderstorms might be coming along with it again later on this afternoon. So current 18 for their high, Moose Jaw 17. Now for total rainfall amounts, again, Yorkton and Estevan seeing the most, both at about 10 millimeters for today. Now for our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 18 degrees today for our high. Again, seeing those thunderstorms rolling in a little later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, starting off the weekend at 22 degrees, lots of sunshine this weekend and next week as well. Sunday reaching that high of about 26, 10 degrees as the low Sunday night, and Monday sitting at 30. Over to Saskatoon, 19 today is that high. Tomorrow, 23. Seeing these temperatures rise. Sunday wrapping things up with 25. Monday, we're reaching about 28 for that high, 16 as the low, and on Tuesday, 33. Time for today's rural forecast. Meadow Lake seeing 22 degrees and a little bit of rain on the way. Lloydminster 21. Kindersley at 20. Hudson Bay 12 degrees and some rain as well. East End 18. Maple Creek 20. Leader 21. Kenora and Broadview both 13. Now let's take a look at Turtleford, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 20 degrees is that high for today, seeing those mainly sunny skies. Those winds headed about 15 to 25 kilometers per hour.
All right, in case you missed it, an intruder at a house in Quebec didn't steal anything, but it sure made a mess. This curious moose broke through a window to get inside. You can see it standing taller than the furniture in the living room. It did manage to make its way back out. Definitely broke a few things along the way, though. Wow. Can you imagine coming into your living room and seeing this?
What do you even do?
No.
No.
Just start singing the Canadian anthem. And
he's resident now.
Look, he's resting.
He lives here.
They're so dangerous, though, so I'd just be freaked out.
It's true.
Yeah, they're huge.
Beautiful, but scary. All right, let's get to our question of the day. That took a minute. We all just had to smile at the camera and say, oh, I hope that sting is going to go out. Okay, we are going to talk today about your nicknames. How did you get them? What are they? A few answers coming in. We had Forrest saying he can answer to Bush. Tyrell says his best friend nicknamed him Fat Rel, and it stuck, but he's good with it. Apparently that's all in good fun.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I'd like that one. Yeah. Barbara worked in the oil field for 20 years. They called her Bob.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Kimberly was nicknamed Kimmy, but that wasn't her only answer. As the story goes, Kim's husband Curtis was having trouble with a locker at the pool as a kid, and a gentleman said, "Let me help you out, Skipper," and it's been Skipper ever since.
I kind of like that. Yeah. That one stuck around. There's still time to send in your answers too. We love to see them. You can text us at 10400, standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
All right, it's time for your morning mystery. Play along at home. Today we're told it is a thing. Here are your clues. This term includes the variety of life at 3 levels: genes, species, and ecosystems. It underpins essentials.
That's not what it says on screen.
We have a new one. Okay, we have a different morning mystery. Okay. Our producer is saying there's an error, so I'm going to read the ones on the screen instead. Explicit ones are conscious, while implicit are unconscious. Okay, new ones.
Okay.
What's clue number 2, I guess? There has no limits, but favors things that are recent or novel.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
Scent is considered the strongest and fastest inducer. Explicit ones are unconscious. Well, I feel like I'm in a mental movie. Like,
yeah.
This is no limits.
I don't even know where to begin.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay, hold on.
Got it.
This is a hard one. Also with the error in there, I'm being thrown off with the other clues that we were giving. All right, do we all have our answers?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Jeremy said memory. I said happy birthday, Janelle.
And I put a question mark.
What is our answer today? It is memory. Good job, Jeremy. Wow.
Wow.
All right, that was today's morning mystery.
Woo.
Hello there, Matt Scooby inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to North Carolina. Habs taking on the Canes Game 1 Eastern Conference Final. Cole Caulfield finds Uri Slafkovsky. He absolutely undresses Andrei Svechnikov and then dekes out Freddie Anderson for a spectacular goal. Slafkovsky with an absolute beauty. What a toe drag. Snaps out of his 4-game goalless streak in a big way with 2 goals in this one. It's your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, NBA playoffs, Game 3 between the Thunder and the Spurs, tip-off 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 7 degrees. By lunchtime, 15, and final bell brings us to 17. Starting to see some rain and the potential of thunderstorms. In Saskatoon, 9 degrees by the time you get onto the bus. Lunchtime brings us to 17. Final bell, sunshine in the sky, and 20 degrees. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.89. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.59.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.82.9. The lowest you might find is $1.69.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $708.85 per ton. The futures price is $750.80 per ton. Amber Durum wheat is $278.59 per ton. Red spring wheat is $294.10 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 72.55 cents US. After the break, The Late Show says goodbye after more than 30 years on air. Stay with us.
Welcome back to your morning Saskatchewan. It's 7:30 and here are your Friday headlines. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 4 communities still have active emergency declarations due to flooding. This as the SPSA continues supporting 21 active flooding incidents. That's down significantly from early last week when a total of 18 communities were under states of emergency.
So what we're seeing for as far as infrastructure damage, there's a lot around Prince Albert. There was some around Meadow Lake, and it's kind of on that northern fringe where most of the water is. Down through Quill Lake, that area.
Municipalities affected by flooding continue to work diligently in their recovery efforts, such as repairing roads. Greatly impacted by U.S. tariffs, the Saskatchewan steel industry received some support from members of the federal government. The minister responsible for Prairie's economic development, Canada, announced more than $8.1 million will go towards helping Saskatchewan steel in light of tariff-related pressures. 3 companies will receive $1 million each, while a large portion of it will go towards the Saskatchewan Trade and Export Partnership Program.
The support will help STEP deliver programming across the prairies, and it'll help businesses focus on diversifying their markets, modifying their products, giving more companies the tools that they need to sell beyond our borders, and really to compete in this changing global economy.
Because these funds are tariff relief, it is non-repayable. The U.S. House of Representatives was about to pass a vote to limit President Donald Trump's war powers until the Republicans called it off.
Can you explain to the members of the chamber what is happening with the Iran war powers resolution that was scheduled to be voted on this evening?
The War Powers resolution was brought on by the Democrats, but when it became clear the Republicans didn't have the votes to win, they pulled it. That avoids a loss for President Trump for now. The vote is rescheduled for June. Earlier this week, the Senate also voted to advance a resolution aimed at forcing President Trump to end the war in Iran. 3 youth and 1 adult are now facing charges in relation to a fire at a train station in Burstall. On May 15th, Leader RCMP received a report of a fire at the station in Burstall. Following an investigation, police charged 3 youths who cannot be named under the provisions of the Youth Criminal Justice Act and 1 18-year-old. Each are facing charges of break and enter and arson by negligence. All are expected to appear at provincial court in Leader on July 16th. The World Health Organization has declared the Ebola outbreak in Congo and Uganda a public health emergency of international concern. Officials also say the outbreak in Congo is spreading rapidly.
We're now revising our risk assessment to very high at the national level, high at the regional level, and low at global level.
The risk within the Democratic Republic of Congo was previously deemed as high. The WHO says 82 cases of Ebola have been confirmed within the Congo, with 7 confirmed deaths. The agency also notes there are now almost 750 suspected cases and 177 suspected deaths. The situation in neighboring Uganda is stable. An exclusive CTV investigation has found out an Air Canada employee accused in Canada's biggest gold heist has been on police radar for years. $22 million in gold and currency were stolen from Pearson Airport in 2023. There are 2 former Air Canada employees accused. One of them is Parmal Sidhu. A W5 investigation has uncovered Sidhu's name was in 3 separate airport drug investigations dating back to 2008. W5 also obtained a 2012 intelligence document alleging Sidhu was the leader of a trafficking ring that moved drugs through Pearson Airport. Sidhu kept his job until after the gold heist. He was arrested in 2024. The film industry has arrived in the Parkland for one of the oldest film festivals in Canada. The 79th edition of the Yorkton Film Festival has more than 300 films to view this year and will be screening Canadian movies for the next 3 days. The event was kicked off with an opening night film screening open to the public. Throughout the festival, industry speakers such as Valerie Creighton, CEO and president of the Canada Media Fund, will speak about the industry.
Overall, we have about 200 filmmakers coming in, and for all the screenings that have been that will be taking place, we expect probably another 3,000 people, along with the filmmakers that are in. So a good crowd again here in Yorkton.
The Yorkton Film Festival will conclude with the Golden Sheaf Awards Gala on Saturday, and we'll also have Randy Golden on the show later in the show. After more than 30 years, The Late Show has signed off for the last time.
Paul, why are you interrupting me?
I'm just curious when our interview starts. I have an extremely long poem I want to recite, and I don't want to run out of time.
You wrote a poem about me?
I wrote a poem.
Stars like Paul Rudd and Bryan Cranston dropped by during Stephen Colbert's final monologue. The big secret heading into the show was who will be the last guest. There was talk it could be Pope Leo, but it was Sir Paul McCartney who joined Colbert on stage. And this was the start the Habs were hoping for in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
It's his second of the playoffs. Now a great opportunity, and the Canadians tie it.
It was the Hurricanes who got the first on the board, but the Habs came back with 4 goals within about 11 minutes on their way to a 6-2 win on the road. Back in Montreal, fans just could not get enough. And it's race weekend in Montreal, and the city's hometown hero is thrilled to be back in Montreal.
City, how everyone embraces the race weekend, and you just feel it. You feel it when you're doing your first outlap in FP1, how electric it is around the whole circuit, so it's great to see.
Aston Martin's Lance Stroll was born and raised in the city. Practice runs begin today ahead of Sunday's Canadian Grand Prix, but the drivers and cars have been around all week, giving fans a chance to get up close and personal. You can watch the Canadian Grand Prix on TSN. All right, Janelle, let's get over to you in the Weather Center and talk about how people can take a nice trip to Saskatoon for a show.
That's right. Journey, the final Frontier Tour, is making one Saskatchewan stop at Sask Health Center in Saskatoon on September 27th, and we want you to see the show. You can enter on our website for a chance to win a pair of tickets. Now let's take a look at these temperatures that we're seeing. Currently in Regina, still very foggy. Be careful on your morning commute. Visibility is the worst in the province for the Queen City. So we are seeing about 0.4 kilometers of visibility right now in the city. Again, take your time this morning. We are seeing about 7 degrees as that high as well, or that current rather. 9 degrees in Saskatoon, plenty more sunshine. Looks much brighter. We will begin to see that in Regina as well. But for now, we are not really seeing a whole lot. Now let's take a look at our current temperatures throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows sitting at 12 degrees. Spiritwood 11, Melfort 9, Hudson Bay at 6, South End 11, Kindersley and Swift Current at 7 degrees, the Battlefords at 10, East End 8, Estevan 9, and Yorkton sitting at 10. Now for our future cast, we've been talking about it a little bit here this morning. We will be seeing that system of rain going through the province. Not a lot of rain, again, in that Yorkton and Estevan area mainly, but some precipitation is expected tonight and into tomorrow. For our highs here, the Battleford seeing 21 along with Prince Albert, Swift Current 18 degrees, Yorkton 13, Estevan 14, and of course seeing that precipitation as well. Weyburn at 18 degrees. Now for total rainfall amounts, again, mainly at that Yorkton and Estevan area. Yorkton seeing about 10 millimeters, Estevan sitting currently at 9. For our 7-day forecast in Regina, seeing those thunderstorms a little bit later on this afternoon, 18 for our high, 4 degrees tonight is that low. Tomorrow, 22, starting to see some sunshine coming out. We do have a beautiful weekend. Sunday, 26 with that low of 10 degrees Sunday night. Monday, 30 degrees. Tuesday, seeing that high of 32 degrees. So again, starting to see these beautiful, warm summer temperatures coming our way. Wednesday, 27. Over to Saskatoon, 19 degrees today is that high, 8 tonight for the low. Tomorrow reaching 23, and on Sunday 25. We get into next week as well with that sunshine and beautiful temperatures. 28 on Monday, Tuesday 33. On Wednesday, seeing some thunderstorms rolling through as well. 31 degrees that day for the high and 17 as the low.
Hey, it's Chase from Pure Country Mornings back once again to count down in this week's top 5. Starting us off, bit of a drop from last week. Tucker Whitmore is number 5 with a brunette. Luke Combs also dropping. He's down 2 spots to number 4, Sleepless in a Hotel Room. Up 2 spots from last week, Riley Green, Change My Mind, is number 3. So change my mind. After a week of your top song, he does fall to runner-up this week. Jordan Davis, Turn This Truck Around, is number 2. Don't make me turn this truck around. And your number 1 song, she is just having an amazing year. Just sold out her perfume line. Had a record 7 awards at the ACMs this past weekend. Ella Langley, Be Her, is this week's number 1 song. I just want to be her so bad. Thanks so much for counting down this week's top 5 with us. You can catch all of these and the rest of your favorites with Pure Country 92.7, streaming with the free iHeartRadio app.
From June 3rd to the 21st, the Chaos of Dark Comedy takes center stage in Regina as the Globe Theatre brings the timeless classic Arsenic and Old Lace to life. Joining me this morning are cast members Courtney Stevens and Cody Farrow. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Let's start off with a little bit on what this is all about.
Great. So Arsenic and Old Lace is a show that takes place in 1941 in Brooklyn, and the time and place are really important to it. It's kind of got a small town feel, Brooklyn at the time, and it is about these 2 aunties, these 2 sisters who live together in this old Victorian Brooklyn mansion, and as part of their charity work, they bring in elderly gentlemen who don't have families, who are maybe a bit lonely, and they lead them towards their death to sort of as an act of mercy, as an act of charity. They think that they're doing the world a favor by doing that, doing these men a favor. And their nephew Mortimer comes home realizes what's happening, wants to protect them, wants to get them out of this situation, and hijinks and hilarity ensue.
All right, so this sounds like a lot of fun. I'm really curious, what is rehearsal like for this?
Well, it's busy.
Yeah.
This was a hit show that went for 1,200 performances on Broadway when it started. Then it became a film with Cary Grant. So there's a long history of this show. Everyone wants to do it over the years, has done it. It's a favorite. So we're really doing our best to find our own version of it and respect that. And rehearsals are hilarious. Like, we had a run through yesterday, and people were laughing because we're not all in the same time, so you get to see what other people have been doing. And it's very fun, it's very playful, and you know, laughter and lots of medicine for us.
Incredible. Now, there's some cool props as well, and the wardrobe. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've got a big company of 11 actors, and a lot of those actors play different characters as well. So lots of costumes, lots of hats, and lots of manners around hats and when you hold them and when you take them off entering the house and things like that. And then, yeah, tea trays and food and biscuits and lots of stuff like that coming in and out of the house.
All right, so if somebody's watching, they're interested in getting their hands on some tickets, where can they do that?
GlobeTheaterLive.com is where you... CA? GlobeTheaterLive.com. Come see some funny.
All right, well, this is fantastic, you two. Thank you so much for coming out this morning.
Thank you so much.
Here's what's happening in our community. A social dance happening May 22nd at 7:30 p.m. 2134 Winnipeg Street. Call 306-529-6381. A social dance happening May 23rd at 7:30 p.m. This one in Moose Jaw, 566 Vaughan Street. Call 306-630-1492. An art festival happening May 23rd at 10 a.m. out in Weyburn, 136 2nd Street. Plainsight Weyburn Collective at gmail.com. They're telling Holocaust survivor stories May 24th at 6 p.m. at 4715 McTavish Street. Call 306-757-8643 for more. And the Herman Lecture Series happening at Dark Hall May 27th at 7 p.m. That's 2255 College Avenue or 306-337-2451. Submit your event for our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click on Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
Illegal drugs get a free ride through North American airports.
How the 25 kilograms of cocaine did not get detected.
4 young Canadians move large quantities of coke in their checked bags.
I was told that they take it and they bypass the scanner.
And letters from prison reveal shocking allegations of airport insiders on the take. Tonight on CTV News and ctvnews.ca.
It's May 22nd, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy belated 9th birthday to Paisley. Love Mom, Everly, Auntie, Papa, and Grandma. Happy 8th birthday to Rylan. Lots of love from your mom and dad. Happy 3rd birthday to Kane. Your mom and dad love you so much. And Jager is turning 11 tomorrow. Happy birthday to you with love from Grandma and Grandpa. Happy 5th birthday to Zoe. Your family hopes you enjoy your special day. Happy 13th birthday to Benzema. Enjoy your first year as a teenager.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Well, let's head back out and catch up with Daryl, who is on location ahead of Regina Pat's development camp. Daryl.
Well, thanks very much. Job swap today on Rinkside at C6, the big rink at the Cooperator Centre, if you're familiar with the city of Regina. This guy certainly is a major part of the Regina Cougars organization. Now the Assistant General Manager of your Regina Pats, Tristan Fry. Thank you so much for doing this. You're going to be the guy running this camp. Of course, no head coach in place. What are you going to do with these players over the next couple of days?
Yeah, we're going to have a variety of things, some skill development, some testing, shooting testing, giving these players results so that next year when they come back, we can compare the results and see if they improved. And a lot of it is just, get them on the ice, get them familiar, with each other. And for us, it's the reason we do this camp is to have last year's picks come in with this year's. Is we're firm believers that you grow up together, you win together. So it starts this weekend, and I'm just going to do a variety of things. We're going to do a scrimmage Saturday night, and just looking forward to getting on the ice with everyone.
The eye in the sky is going to be the general manager, Dale Durkach. He's going to perch himself up there. Is it a nice thing to be on the ice and get that close look?
You know what it is, yeah. I mean, it's different when you're up top. You see things, from a hole, but when you're on the ice, you see the speed, you see the strength of players, and for me, it will be a good benefit to then, talk to Dale after and see what I saw at ice level.
We know what we're going to see out of Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh. We saw them 34 games through the regular season and some playoffs as well, and they had that long run with the Regina Pat Canadians. But there are some other players that are going to be very exciting here. We talked about Fletcher McDonald with the GM a minute ago, or last hour rather. Who are some of the other guys we could be really excited about in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, last year we have Logan Henry, a first-round pick. He'll be here. He's a big, strong forward, plays a hard game, plays a heavy game, so we're looking forward to having him come in. And then we have Tyson Wolanski, which was our first pick in the second round, a big, skilled, mobile defenseman. We have Kai Dingwall, who plays a similar kind of role of Logan Henry. And then we have Riley Rubidge, who's from Regina, local player, very good skater, elite skater, had a great year this year. And then, a bunch of players that, came back last year at this camp, you'll see again, which we expect them to take a step and be leaders in this camp. So, yeah, it's going to be really good.
All gets underway after 1 o'clock today. If you remember Tristan playing, he was known to throw a few hits around, so it's going to probably be hard for him not to do that. You can check it out here at the Cooperator Centre. Back to you guys.
All right, Chase, I didn't see any other horrifying images in our lineup for you to show us of you as a dog. So what are we talking about this hour?
Yeah, no, if you still have that picture from before, print it out and then burn it and then bury the ashes too, because you never want to see that again. We're talking about to name that sound. We just played with Christine this morning. She thought it was hanging up a telephone receiver. That was not the sound, so more money added to the pot. We're at $1,850. Next chance, $440 with Brandon this afternoon. I want to give you a little heads up, though. If you don't already have the iHeartRadio app, you're going to want to download that over the weekend, because coming up on Monday, we are starting a brand new contest where we can fly you out to Quebec to see Jelly Roll live in concert. And how to get in for this one: Monday morning, you just have to listen for 10 straight minutes with the iHeartRadio app. You'll be prompted to enter and you are good to go.
Easy enough. All right, thanks, Chase. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too. We'll see you Monday.
The Mandalorian and Grogu flies into theaters today. Director Jon Favreau told ABC News the new Star Wars film honors the world George Lucas created, even though it may be a little scary to some viewers.
That's part of the tradition of what, it's a scary world, the stakes are high, but the characters are heroic, pure of heart, and I think that it fits the same mythic structure.
Kerry Washington is attached to star in and executive produce a new drama in development at Hulu called What Remains. It's based on Wendy Walker's 2023 novel of the same name. Disney is the parent company of Hulu, Lucasfilm, and ABC News. The Tony Awards have announced performances for the broadcast. The slate includes performances from Ragtime Cats, The Jellicle Ball, and new musicals The Lost Boys and Schmigadoon. The Tony Awards will air live on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus on June 7th. And happy birthday to Naomi Campbell, who is 56 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
All right, in our sidebar today, we're showing this feathered friend who's gobbling up his newfound freedom.
Oh, I was not expecting this. Tim came in.
Coming in?
He's coming in.
So earlier in the show, we showed a moose breaking into a house, and this is Tim the turkey also deciding to walk into the house after scaring the cat. He made himself quite at home. I guess he's a house turkey now. He's domesticated himself.
You have to bring that in as your pet. That's your pet.
If you have a pet named Tim the turkey, what do you do at Thanksgiving? Do you just say, I'm sorry, Tim, or does Tim join you?
Tim joins.
No, I think if you name the bird, I think he gets spared.
Yeah.
Isn't that the rule?
That's the rule,
Yeah.
Yes. Farmers should write in. I've never lived on a farm, but if you name the animal, do you spare it? Is that the rule?
Yeah.
All right, let's think about this and go into a quick break. We'll be right back with more news and weather headlines. Stay with us. It's Friday, May 22nd.
This independent review is great, but it can't delay further action today.
The province is launching an independent review of hospital safety.
So what we're seeing for as far as infrastructure damage, there's a lot around Prince Albert. There was some around Meadow Lake.
The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 4 communities still have active emergency declarations due to flooding.
We have about 200 filmmakers coming in.
And the Yorkton Film Festival is kicking off. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. It's Job Swap Day. Daryl's on the go. I'm Kayleen Sawatsky.
That's right. And I'm Janelle. I am filling in for you in the Weather Center.
So we've all just swapped. I love that.
Yeah.
And also, it's your birthday tomorrow. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good about it. It's going to be a fun, exciting weekend.
What are you most looking forward to in your new era, your new year?
Well, I will be turning 26, and I think in that new year, listen, I've talked about it for weeks. I want to barbecue so much.
Oh, okay.
In my 26th year.
Barbecuing goals.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm out there flipping things.
I like that. I'm coming over to your house.
Yeah.
Let's turn our attention to news. We'll get back over to Janelle in just a few minutes. Safety at Saskatchewan hospitals is under the microscope as the government launches an independent review into safety practices at healthcare facilities. CTV's Laura Woodward on the concerns raised and what this investigation aims to put forward.
Inside these Saskatchewan hospitals, an increase of violence.
It's spitting, it's hitting, it's punching, it's weapons. It's, I myself have been threatened to get shot just for helping a client.
In January, the NDP shared this photo showing knives seized from people entering St. Paul's Hospital before metal detectors were installed. The rise in violent incidents is prompting the government to launch an independent review of hospital safety and security, conducted by Buckingham Security Services, led by Saskatoon's former police chief and the province's past chief coroner, Clive Wayhill.
So we're going to be looking at safety inside the hospital, infrastructure safety itself, and then safety around the outside, the perimeter of the hospital as well.
Wayhill says the 30-person team will assess 26 healthcare facilities in the province. A phone line and dedicated email have also been set up for people to share personal experiences and concerns.
I think success would look that we could improve the system that we have right now, bring some uniformity right across the province, and make the hospitals a safe place that people feel safe going to.
This independent review is great, but it can't delay further action today.
The Saskatchewan Union of Nurses says some of its members are leaving the profession because of violence on the job, and more protective measures can't wait.
And so we need to act right now.
The review is expected to begin this week and take about 6 months to complete. At the end, recommendations will be made aimed at improving safety for staff, patients, and visitors across Saskatchewan hospitals. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Jeremy Dodge, over to you with some new information about use of force in the Saskatoon Police Department.
Yeah, Kayleen. A new report from the SPS shows use of force incidents are down from the previous year. And the police chief says community cooperation plays a role in the decline. CTV's Stacey Hine has the details.
All right, I'll just hit some high points of our 2025 use of force report.
A new report to the Board of Police Commissioners details the Saskatoon Police Service's use of force numbers for 2025. Last year, police reported 367 use of force incidents, down from 497 in 2024. Police Chief Cam McBride says community cooperation plays a role in the decline.
The use of force is always a response to the behavior of somebody in the community. And where there's compliance from individuals that we're dealing with in the community, the use of force is always lower.
The report notes the service changed its reporting software a couple of years ago and now tracks multiple uses of force within a single incident, which makes year-to-year comparisons before 2024 unreliable. The report says officers used batons twice last year, a taser 32 times, pointed a gun 9 times, and fired a gun 3 times. Physical force was used 156 times, down from 209 in 2024. Calling in the Tactical Support Unit is also considered a use of force. That happened 30 times last year. McBride says officers continually assess situations, which can quickly escalate or de-escalate.
If the officer feels threatened, or if the officer perceives that somebody else in the community is feeling threatened or being threatened, then it escalates things. But ideally, no force is the best option.
The report also notes public safety unit deployments have increased as the team responds to a growing number of protests in the city, with the unit now deployed weekly.
We wanted the board to be aware of how many times we're deploying them, because it is a significant cost when we have to send out a special team like that to deal with a circumstance.
Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith adding a new question on separation to an upcoming fall referendum, Kayleen.
That's right, Jeremy. As CTV's Tim Brooke tells us, a yes vote doesn't mean the province will be leaving Canada anytime soon.
A referendum on a referendum.
I will be requesting our government add an additional question to the October 19th referendum vote announced previously. The additional question will be, should Alberta remain a province of Canada? Or should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada?
It's a mouthful, but that's the question Albertans will have to sort through at the ballot box in October. The Premier made the announcement Thursday, reiterating she disagrees with a recent court ruling that made a separatist petition invalid.
Because this proposed referendum question does not directly trigger separation, but if successful, would ask Alberta's government to commence the legal process necessary to hold a binding referendum on the matter, the recent court ruling would not be applicable.
The question will be one of 10 asked of Albertans on October 19th, the only one not focused on immigration or the Constitution. Smith claims it's her way of appeasing those who want this issue resolved, but it doesn't sound like the move was successful. The Forever Canadian petition camp is upset, saying their question should have been approved and left alone.
You can only dance with two partners for so long. Leadership is about making difficult decisions for the good of the country, even when they are from time to time not popular with your own political base.
Separatists aren't happy either. The leader of the Republican Party of Alberta called Smith spineless on social media, and the group that collected signatures for leaving are already threatening Smith with a similar fate to Jason Kenney.
Quite frankly, I think it's just going to redouble everybody's efforts to buy UCP memberships, sell UCP memberships, have a special general meeting, and then have all of these issues, including her premiership, revisited.
She's still primarily concerned with managing the unity of her party rather than worrying about external threats to her popularity or her hold on power.
Smith did say that party is united and that her government all supports the same end game.
I will therefore be voting for Alberta to remain in Canada.
The Premier will speak to reporters Friday afternoon. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
A lockout of maintenance and food services workers at 15 Wing Moose Jaw has entered its second week. The union, representing more than 30 employees, has been off the job since last Wednesday. As Wayne Mantika tells us, its leadership is calling for bargaining negotiations to resume.
Traffic has been moving slowly at the entrance to 15-wing Moose Jaw as picketing union members explain their situation to visitors and military personnel.
And you know, we don't even have a living wage, to be honest. It's just not like $16.21 for a lot of the people. It's just not enough. Even if you're full time, they're still going into town and having to take a second job to make ends meet. You know, we got families to feed and bills to pay like everybody else.
The cooks, cleaners, and maintenance staff have been locked out by their employers since last Wednesday. They are affiliated with Sodexo, an outside contractor. Union leadership is prepared to continue bargaining.
The employees that are on strike right now work for a subcontractor to a contractor who is paid by DND. If they were federal public service employees, they would be making a living wage. As happens at all the other bases where it is federal public service workers doing this work.
In a written statement, Sodexo said it does not comment on these matters. The military said it would be inappropriate for it to comment on a labor dispute between two parties that does not involve 15 Wing. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
A federal representative of Prairie Business stopped by downtown Regina Thursday. Minister of Prairie Scan and Member of Parliament Eleanor Olszewski spoke at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Thursday afternoon. When asked about what she would take away from her session with the Regina Chamber of Commerce, here's what she had to say.
I think the thing that makes me quite excited, not just for the prairies but across the country, is the announcement we made with respect to Team Canada Strong, and that is the announcement in investing in skilled trades across the country. But if we don't have the workforce to be able to accomplish that, we're not going to get anywhere.
Team Canada Strong was announced 3 weeks ago, which is a plan to recruit up to 100,000 skilled trades workers. The Women in Trades and Technology program at Sask Poly introduced more than 150 young women to a variety of skilled trades and technologies on Thursday. Girls spent the day getting an up-close and on-hands look at some of the programs offered at Sask Poly, including welding, carpentry, mining, engineering, design, and manufacturing. More than 80 people volunteered, serving as role models and mentors for the young women. The program head says it's encouraging to see the look on the girls' faces as they try something new and exciting.
It's so encouraging at the end of the day to see these young ladies with just excitement and newfound confidence in the skills that they've learned, in the conversations they've had. It's definitely a motivational day of growth for these young ladies, and it's a perfect opportunity for them to explore careers that might not be a general consideration for them.
Women in Trades and Technology is designed to inspire participants to pursue a career in trades and technology, building a more diverse workforce. A celebration of culture, tradition, and community took place in Regina Thursday night for the Vyshyvanka Day. Vyshyvanka Day is a Ukrainian holiday dedicated to preserving Ukrainian heritage. The event began with a walk from the Holodomor Memorial to the Legislative Building, followed by a community gathering. Organizers say this year's observance carries added significance amid the war in Ukraine.
It's really important for us to show our solidarity with our brothers and sisters, friends and neighbors and colleagues in Ukraine by wearing our Vyshyvanka and participating in Vyshyvanka Day to show that support. Today is a day for us to recall that we shouldn't take our freedoms for granted, and we should take the opportunities that Canada gives us to celebrate and enjoy our culture and our heritage.
The day is celebrated annually on the third Thursday in May. The Saskatchewan Roughriders wrapped up their final practice ahead of Saturday's preseason game with some added intensity. The focus moves to hosting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on Saturday, where up to 10,000 fans will fill Griffiths Stadium. Head coach Corey Mace knows Rider Nation will support them all over the province.
I heard togas is maybe a thing here. I hope that's a thing. I want to see that. But, you know, one thing I do know, you could put a field anywhere in this province and people are going to show up in green and white.
Kickoff on Saturday is at 5 p.m. with a party in the park next to the stadium starting at 2 p.m. Tickets are still available. And if you want to buy some tickets, here's a way that you can get some money, right, Janelle?
That's right. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is prosper. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter prosper with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. Powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look behind me here. We are seeing clearer skies in Regina finally, but a little bit of a cloudier morning. 10 degrees to kick off our Friday, seeing those winds at about 11 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, much lighter and brighter, seeing those sunny skies, 12 degrees. Nice light breeze moving through the city as well at about 4 kilometers per hour. Now let's take a look at the current temperatures that we're seeing throughout the province. So Buffalo Narrows sitting at about 15 degrees, starting again to see these temperatures warming up. Spiritwood 14, Hudson Bay at 7, Nipawin 11 degrees, South End 12, Kindersley 11, East End 10, Weyburn at 5, and Yorkton and Estevan both at 10. Now for our future cast, again, we can see that rain rolling through the province here. Some cloud cover as well. Still Yorkton and Estevan expecting to see the most amount of rain. Some scattered showers throughout the rest of the province. For total rainfall amounts here, you can see Yorkton at 6 millimeters and Estevan at 3. So we are starting to see these rainfall amounts lessening. Now for our highs today throughout the province, the Battleford's 21 along with Prince Albert, Swift Current 18, Moose Jaw 17, Estevan and Yorkton 14, and of course seeing that rain a little bit later on today. Regina 18, and we can expect to see some rain headed our way as well with the possibility of those thunderstorms. Now for our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 18 degrees today, and then those thunderstorms, of course, coming our way as well. 4 degrees tonight as that low. Saturday, 22. Sunday, 26. So a beautiful weekend ahead of us, and expecting to see more sunshine. Now next week, those temperatures are getting even hotter. 30 degrees on Monday with that low of 17. Tuesday, 32, and again, seeing plenty of sunshine. Now for Saskatoon, 19 today, seeing that sun out, and 8 tonight for that low. Over the weekend, 23 on Saturday, 25 on Sunday, kicking off a new week on Monday with 28, and a beautiful Tuesday coming our way as well with 33 is that high, 17 that night for the low.
On this day in history, in 2015, Ireland legalizes same-sex marriage in a public referendum. In 2009, a Canadian court found Desiree Munyaniza of Rwanda guilty of genocide, making him the first person convicted under Canada's War Crimes Act. And in 1979, Joe Clark was elected as Canada's 16th Prime Minister.
In case you missed it, here's a story you might find quite humorous. The Pokemon Fossil Museum has arrived in Chicago. It combines Pokemon with paleontology, giving fans a chance to see their favorite characters as fossils. They launched this show in Japan in 2021. It's the first time it's been in North America. This will be very popular.
Absolutely, it will. This is really cool.
This is neat.
Yeah, Pokemon's one of those trends that's kind of spans generations. I guess you can't really call it a trend then, but you know, this is so beloved. I think this will be very popular.
I think so too. Again, it never dies out, does it?
Yeah. All right.
Kind of creepy seeing all these beloved characters skeletons, though.
Okay, well, when we put it in that perspective,
a little off-putting.
All right, let's get to our question of the day. All right, over to you, our dear sweet Janella Pie, that's your nickname, to talk about some nicknames from around the province and how people got them.
That's right. We had some really, really fun ones coming in. Elizabeth, who says, I enjoy the Beatles songs, so my daughter Trisha always calls me Beatle Bop. My other daughter Liz calls me The Beats. Tammy, who says, in my current job, I have a couple of colleagues who call me Tam Tam. That's a fun one. Rachel, who says, my parents called me Peanut because I would eat them all the time when I was little. And Richard says, I got my nickname at work. They called me Fonzie in 1977. That's a good one. That's a good one. And Michelle here, who says, I ended up with Mickey as a teenager, Mouse when I was a kid. She also added a little note in here for you and I, Kayleen, that says we must take our bikes home before Daryl sells them. I didn't know that this was a threat.
Daryl threatened to sell our bikes yesterday because we keep housing our bikes in his office. Should we bike home today, Janelle?
No.
We were actually going to go get pancakes after the show for your birthday, so we can bike to go get pancakes.
I think we should drive.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, you know what? Those bikes can probably stay in Daryl's office for the weekend. Thank you for participating in our question of the day. We're back right after this.
The Saskatchewan NDP continued to hammer the province's handling of the Regina Urgent Care Centre, which continues to deal with reduced hours and staffing shortages. Since the start of the year, there have been 11 weekends and a Tuesday with reduced hours, while on one Sunday, the centre was completely closed.
The Sask Party and the SHA is fully aware of the shortcomings of the urgent care centre, and yet the Sask Party government continues to champion urgent care centres as the solution for Saskatchewan people and the crisis that we're seeing in healthcare. Rural Saskatchewan Bill 606.
When first announced, the government did tout the centres as a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week health centre. But Premier Scott Moe has stated that model seems out of reach as the sector continues to deal with recruiting issues to get the urgent care centre to regular operating hours. CTV News has reached out to the ministry and to the SHA for comment, but a response was not immediately available. Pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly says its experimental obesity drug helped patients lose significant weight. The company said patients lost more than 28% of their weight over a year and a half in a key trial. Those numbers rival bariatric surgery. This will allow Eli Lilly to seek regulatory approval. The company hopes to launch the drug next year. When asked about side effects, Eli Lilly's president of cardiometabolic health said the drug's profile is broadly consistent with other similar medicines.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
When we say hello canola, people often think of the crop as a food source. And while that's good, it's not the whole story. Dale Leftwith joins us now to talk about another big use, biofuels. Dale, how does canola get turned into fuel?
Well, canola is one of the best sources to use for biofuels because it's a very simple kind of oil. You use the oil in the canola and you put it into a refinery the same way you might put in crude oil or anything else. And you just goes through the process and then it comes out the other end as a biofuel. Renewable diesel, yeah.
I like that. Now, technology obviously constantly advancing. How does renewable diesel differ from older generations of biofuels?
Well, in the past, they were trying to use canola with less refinement. So what happened was that the canola, although it's a great source of feedstock for this kind of thing, it would sometimes gel up a little bit in fuel filters and things like that, or cause other kinds of problems, I guess, for engines when they were trying to use it in a less refined form. But now the new renewable diesel is taking care of all of those kinds of problems.
Okay, I like that. Now, why canola, just in general, instead of, say, other crops for this?
Well, canola produces a lot of oil. Like, it's 44% oil generally here on the prairies. So you get a lot of oil out of it, and the oil is remarkably simple. So because it's simple, you can do almost anything with it. And so it makes a great source of like a feedstock for any kind of refinery.
Perfect. So less is more, really,
Less
quite
is
literally
more,
in this particular instance.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Now, we do grow a ton on the prairies here, but is there enough canola production to sustain both food and fuel markets?
Well, for that, we've got farmers to thank, because farmers are just increasing their production every year. They're using new technologies, new ways to farm. They're protecting the environment with new farming like zero-till. It's been around for a while. So it doesn't, in fact, we need to find new markets for it. And we need also, we're building crushing facilities here in the prairies, and we need to find more product to put into those crushing facilities.
There you go. Okay, so we've got the crop. We need to value add, as they say. Biofuel is an excellent source for that. Thanks very much for a couple of minutes, Dale. Of course, you can get more information at saskoilseeds.com.
Thanks, Mike.
Welcome back to Your Morning Saskatchewan. Thanks for waking up with us for your Friday. Here are your headlines. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 4 communities still have active emergency declarations due to flooding. This as the SPSA continues supporting 21 active flooding incidents. That's down significantly from early last week when a total of 18 communities were under states of emergency.
So what we're seeing for as far as infrastructure damage, there's a lot around Prince Albert. There was some around Meadow Lake, and it's kind of on that northern fringe where most of the water is. Down through Quill Lake, that area.
Municipalities affected by flooding continue to work diligently in their recovery efforts, such as repairing roads. Canada's military is chronically short on gear, so much so that it's now asking personnel in the Ottawa region to return some of the items. Items like tactical vests are being handed in by members who are not part of a deployable unit. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver now with more on what else is in short supply.
Thousands of troops in the Ottawa area are being asked to hand in some of their field gear to help compensate for what the Defence Department is calling critical equipment shortages.
It doesn't send a very positive message, even though it might be normal. It just indicates just how weak the procurement system is, how low the stockpiles are, and just how much demand there is on operations right now.
About 10,000 troops received an email last week requesting they return rucksacks, patrol packs, tactical vests, and fragmentation vests. The Defence Department says the equipment will be reissued to deployable units. Personnel in non-deployable units do not require this equipment for their day-to-day duties. This, in conjunction with several other initiatives, will also help address potential shortfalls of items, particularly of highly demanded sizes.
It's a reflection of the mindset we've lived through several generations at National Defence, which is without enough to go around, you get by with as much as you can get away with.
Ottawa has promised to scale up military recruitment and add tens of billions to the defence budget. But experts say changing that scarcity mindset and modernizing procurement policies will take time.
Those quite literally growing pains of an organization that for decades has not been used to grow and has policies in place that are, as we can see, not well adapted in terms of scale, scope, and complexity to the ask that the government has of the Canadian Armed Forces.
The department says these kinds of requests are issued periodically and that the gear could go to Latvia to new recruits or be used for training. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Classes were canceled at a Saskatoon elementary school Thursday. A water main break near Bishop Roberecki School meant students got the day off. Crews worked to fix the issue and expected the water service would be restored for classes to resume. Parents are advised to watch for updates directly from the school.
I came home singing.
Organizers for the Saskatoon exhibition have announced this year's entertainment lineup. Sean Desmond will be among the talent taking the grandstand this summer. Mother, Streetheart, and Josh Ross will also perform on the main stage. Entertainment also includes Circus and a motocross event called Extreme Freestyle. Organizers say safety is a top priority and that the technology on the metal detectors has been upgraded this year.
You have to understand that on a busy night, there are more people at the Saskatoon X than the population of Moose Jaw. So it really is a really big undertaking to keep everybody safe, and we're quite proud of our record over the last few years.
The Saskatoon exhibition runs July 30th through October 6th. This was the start the Habs were hoping for in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
It's his second of the playoffs. Now a great opportunity, and the Canadians tie it.
It was the Hurricanes who got on the board first, but the Habs came back with 4 goals within about 11 minutes on their way to a 6-2 win on the road. Back home in Montreal, fans could not get enough. All right, Janelle, over to you with a look at the weather center. Seems like the fog is starting to lift.
Yeah, we are starting to see visibility get a little bit better here in Regina. Again, make sure you're giving yourself a little extra time, but things are starting to clear up. Let's take a look now at this current temperature, 10 degrees. Seeing those wind speeds picking up just a little bit as well to about 17 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, still much lighter and brighter. 12 degrees is that current temperature, 4 kilometer per hour winds. So it is a beautiful start to our Saskatoon Friends Friday. Let's take a look now at some current temperatures throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows sitting at 15 degrees, Spiritwood at 14, Melfort 12, Nipawin at 11, South End sitting at 12, Kindersley 11, Swift Current 8 degrees, East End 10 along with Estevan and Yorkton, and Wynyard 9. Now for our futurecast, we can still see that system of rain rolling into the province, mainly in that Yorkton and Estevan area. So that's where we can expect to see the most amount of rain. This is what we are expecting to see. Yorkton at about 6 millimeters, Estevan at 2. So we are starting to see these amounts decrease as the morning continues. For our highs today, the Battlefords and Prince Albert at 21, Swift Current 18, Moose Jaw at 17, Regina 18 as well, and we are expecting to see a little bit of rain, even the potential of thunderstorms a little bit later on this afternoon and into the evening. And of course, Yorkton and Estevan at 14 degrees with that rainfall. For our 7-day forecast in Regina, 18 degrees is our high for today, 4 degrees tonight for the low. Over the weekend, 22, seeing more sunshine coming out. On Sunday, a beautiful 26 to wrap things up. And on Monday, we are starting a fresh week at 30 degrees. Next week, we will continue to see these temperatures climb. 32 on Tuesday, Wednesday sitting at about 27. Thursday, 28 for the high and seeing lots and lots of sunshine. Over to Saskatoon, 19 today for that high. As we could tell from that morning view, we are seeing plenty more sunshine over Saskatoon. And that will continue into the weekend as well. Saturday, 23 degrees. Sunday sitting at 25. Monday starting a fresh week with a beautiful 28 degrees, and on Tuesday getting even warmer to about 33 degrees, reaching 16 as the low for that night. Now Wednesday, a little bit more precipitation on the way, even the potential of thunderstorms with all this hot weather. 31 degrees though as that high, and on Thursday, 28.
A lot of excitement. The Yorkton Film Festival is back. Randy Golden is in charge and with us this morning on a very busy day. Good morning and thank you for your time.
Well, good morning from Yorkton, and we're just having a wonderful time here. Filmmakers have arrived and we're a go.
All right. Well, this it has such a long history. Remind us a little bit of that backstory for the film festival.
Well, the Yorkton Film Festival started in 1947, and you'll know that about that time, the World War II ended. Before that, the National Film Board of Canada put together film councils across Canada to disseminate news about the war. Our council in Yorkton, when it was over and they were asked to please send back the projectors that we had, the equipment, they said no. Here in Yorkton, we're starting a film festival. And I can remember I've read clips from the Toronto Star. They were saying in the Toronto Star, what are they thinking out west? It'll never last. Well, 79 years later, here we are.
79 years. Wow. All right. You said the filmmakers have arrived. The excitement has been building. What is the most exciting piece this year?
I think what we're looking at is we've got some new categories. So our film festival has always stayed relevant with the film and television industry. We still have a research component. We still have a research category in our Golden Sheaf Awards, and we're constantly monitoring that. 5 years ago, we added a mental health category. This year, we've added 2 feature categories. One is a documentary feature and one is a drama comedy feature. And also this year, for the first time, we've added a podcast category. So staying relevant to what we're seeing in the film and television industry.
Just how big of an economic driver is this for the city?
Well, we have about 200 filmmakers that come in from across Canada. They fly into Regina and they're shuttled into Yorkton. They have a beautiful drive here through the Qu'Appelle Valley. Quite often, it's their first time in Yorkton or Saskatchewan. So it's a preview of what happens. So we know that for this week, Yorkton is the capital of film and television in the whole country. And we bring a lot of economic development. The hotels are full, restaurants are busy, shopping is great. There's expenditures that are happening all the time.
Right. As we said, everyone's excited. What do viewers need to know if they want to come and check it out?
Well, all they have to do is come down to the Gallagher Centre. We have over 50 screenings that are happening with the filmmakers in attendance, so they can talk to the filmmakers, understand why the film was made, and even, maybe give them some hints at what they'd like to see in the future, because we know that filmmakers really enjoy that one-on-one or that direct contact with audiences.
Randy Golden, I hope you enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Ever. Have a great weekend.
It's the midnight sun kiss, get under the red sky, laying on your chest like this. Hold me like the pebbles in your hand, initials in the sand. Yeah, summer isn't over yet.
I could be the twist, the one to make you stop. The icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space.
The Regina Pats are wasting no time getting ready for next season. Daryl Rummel is out there checking it out.
One more time, I'm out of the house. This is great. Enjoy the studio, ladies. This has been a lot of fun. We're with Dante DeCaria, the voice of your Regina Pats on CKRM Radio, and the communications manager as well. Dante, this is an exciting weekend. Doesn't seem like hockey has an off-season anymore.
It seems like it really doesn't. This is a really good opportunity for some of these players to really see what the Regina Pats organization is all about, to get really comfortable with the staff, to meet Dale Durkach, to have conversations with Tristan Fry, even the education advisors such as Dwayne and Karen, and meet the full business staff as well, led by Gord Pritchard, the CEO. And it's going to be a really fun 3 or 4 day camp.
That's what the staff gets to see. But what do the fans get to see that come in and check this out?
I think the fans are going to be most excited to see, obviously, Maddox Schultz and and Logan Henry coming back from last year's, prospects draft. Charlie Leonard and Cruz Nicolay, 2 second-round picks. Malin Wiley, who had a really good season with the Regina Pat Canadians. Those are some of the returning players. But I think they're going to be looking at the big 6'3" goaltender in Fletcher McDonald, highest drafted goaltender in Regina Pat's history, and the highest drafted WHL goaltender since 2014.
100 years. Pat's been around forever. That's incredible.
And hey, the last time that they had like a bona fide #1 goaltender was when? Josh Harding. So maybe I don't want to put too much.
He was okay. He was okay.
Good. I don't want to put too much pressure on Fletcher McDonald. But hey, the last time Dale Durkach took a goaltender in the top 10 was actually at, I believe it was number 9, and that was Ian Scott in 2014 when Dale was the director of player personnel of the Prince Albert Raiders. He talked about just having that feel when he walked into the rink of just really feeling like he was going to steal the game. And I mean, he faced 300 more shots than the next closest goaltender in the Alberta League this year at the U15 level. I heard a lot of comps to Carey Price, just the way he plays the puck, how positionally sound he is.
If it turns out anything like that, we're going to be doing okay. We're fresh out of time, Dante. Okay. Appreciate your time. You can come check it out here at C6, the Cooperative Center. The big rink is starting anytime after 1 o'clock today.
Spring Shed is brought to you by Supplement World.
Well, this year, the Spring Shed is built for you. And so Josh McGowan at Supplement World and us at CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan have opened up the questions when it comes to supplements to you. And the first question comes to us from Derek in Regina. Josh, he asks, what's in those Supplement World shakes? He had some delivered to his office. Wants to know what's in them, and he also wants to know if he can use them if he doesn't go to the gym.
Yeah, absolutely you can. So it's funny, when we first started out, it was basically people grabbing them after their workouts, things like that, when we opened 11 years ago. But nowadays, everybody's coming in for them. It's families after sports, it's young adults, it's older adults, because everybody's realizing the importance of getting enough protein in your diet. And so people are trying to find tasty, easy, convenient, and affordable ways to get that protein in, which our shakes check all those boxes.
Now, Bonnie in Regina wants to know, what exactly is creatine, and should she be taking it as a 55-year-old woman?
So creatine is something that helps your body produce something called ATP, which is your body's energy currency for explosive activities. So think like a set in the gym, a sprint, a shift in a sport. So traditionally, people mostly thought of it as a supplement for those types of performance athletes. Things have changed a lot, and there's been a lot of cool new research talking about the potential benefits for cognition, memory, focus, feeling alert in states of sleep deprivation. So that's all emerging. It's not new, or it's not proven or established yet, but it is very interesting.
Cassie from Yorkton asks, do you guys have any supplements that work like Ozempic?
Not really, but we have a lot of supplements that can be very effective for people that are using those GLP-1 medications, and actually important to take alongside them. One of the most common side effects can be losing lean muscle mass when you're utilizing GLP-1s, so making sure you're taking a protein powder to hit your protein targets. Supplements like creatine can be helpful for maintaining strength and muscle mass. So we do have things that can be used alongside them, but nothing that'll totally replace those GLP-1 actual medications from your physician.
And Connor in Moose Jaw asks, why do I see a big price difference in protein? Is there actually a difference?
When you're getting into like whey protein, which is what most people are taking, there's whey protein concentrate and there's whey protein isolate. That right there is the price difference in a lot of them. The isolate forms remove most of the lactose, most of the fat, most of the carbs, and so you're left with a much higher purity protein. And then when you're talking about pure isolate proteins, comparing different brands to different brands, there can be a lot of variation in the actual quality of the product that can lead to those price differences. As an example, Health Canada actually allows you to be 20% off your label claims on protein. So we always recommend third-party tested protein powders where you actually know that what it says on the label is what is in the bottle. If I can share some brands that do that, Believe Supplements, Nutribolics, there's a lot of good Canadian companies that do third-party testing on all of their protein so that you know you're not getting any of that funny business in what you're taking.
This will triple the amount of money streaming companies will have to pay when some are already battling the current rules in court, and the whole issue is a thorn in the side of Canada-U.S. trade talks. As part of an effort to bring broadcasting rules into the digital age, the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission says digital streaming giants such as Netflix and Disney will have to pay 15% of their Canadian revenue to support programming in this country. That was previously set at 5%, but no one has benefited from the money, which is sitting in trust while the streamers fight the decision in court. Meanwhile, the Trump administration has long railed against the Online Streaming Act, calling it a trade irritant on a list of contentious issues ahead of a July 1st deadline for a review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico free trade deal. As for traditional private broadcasters, including CTV News, the CRTC has lowered the amount to 25% of revenues with a whole host of new rules about how that money is spent. The old amount was between 30 and 45%. Abigail Beeman, CTV News.
A house on Vancouver Island shines brighter than most.
Yeah, the owners covered it in sparkles at a time when they needed a little extra light in their lives.
CTV's Adam Sawatsky, no relation, explains.
Long before these flowers began blooming, Joanna Young's doctor said her health was failing fast.
You say just said go home, make out your will, you'll be dead in 5 years.
While she waited for an organ transplant, Joanna and her husband Vince Rocco decided to move back to where they grew up.
I came out, went house shopping, found this house by accident.
Joanna was too sick to see it until after he bought it.
And it was the ugliest house I'd ever seen.
But Vince, who's an industrial designer, said it had good bones and promised to transform it into his wife's dream house.
I asked for a black house with sparkles, and he built me a black house with sparkles.
While Vince was sourcing the materials to create and install this wall of mini moving mirrors, Joanna was facing her mortality.
Oh dear, I need to find out all these things for my kids because I might not be here.
You see, Joanna never got a chance to ask about her past because her mom died young. So when she tracked down her family tree, Joanna was shocked to discover that not only was she Métis, she was related to one of Louis Rial's most trusted confidants.
All of my family are quite famous Métis fighters, and I was like, oh, well, no wonder I'm so feisty.
While her home was so bright, Joanna's prognosis was so bleak. Until the last moment, they found a donor, and she survived the surgery.
And when I woke up, I'm alive, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to do something really special with this gift of life. So I thought, I think I'll try and make my Métis ancestors proud of me.
So along with healing her body, Joanna was learning about her culture and connecting with her community before becoming a Métis elder in local schools, empowering Métis youth.
When I teach in the schools, when we make a medicine bag, it's not just things that you take to make you better physically. It's something that makes you feel good in your soul, and sparkles always bring my spirit up.
And that's how a sparkling house,
life's too short, why be boring, right?
was transformed into an inspiring and healing home. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Souk.
Well, isn't that just blindingly cool?
Yeah, it is. I would love a sparkle house.
I think you deserve a sparkle house.
Thank you.
All right, let's get to our sidebar to end off our Friday. Part of Toronto Blue Jays history is up for sale. This is the first ever postseason Grand Slam baseball. It was hit by Vladdy when the bases were loaded during Game 2 of the American League Division Series against the New York Yankees. A man named Brendan Craig caught the ball. Wow. He had originally purchased standing room tickets before switching to seats in the upper deck shortly before the game. The bid is already at more than $1,000. The auction runs until June 6th. How much would you pay for this, Jeremy?
I would not pay anything for this, but what a moment that was. I don't need a baseball.
Yeah. Something really fun just happened in our studio.
Speaking of moments.
Where we just, ran out of power.
Happy Dark Friday,
fun.
I guess.
Happy,
Let's see the dark.
Can we come back to camera
work?
here? Hello. I think we're getting a little light back. Hi, everyone.
Hey!
Here we are.
You guys never looked better.
Thank you so much. Corey, how much time do we have left in our dark show? 90 seconds. Jeremy, do you want to take it away with a story?
Yeah, let's talk about this pool party in Poland. 62 people gathered for a major championship, maybe not in the sport you'd think.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, chess
Yeah, it's the World
underwater.
Championships in diving chess. You play on a custom-built weighted magnetic board, so it works in the bottom of the pool. You have one breath to make each move. So that's how it works.
I don't know how to play chess, so I do know how to swim, but I don't think I could do this.
I don't think I could do both at the same time.
Excellent news, everybody. Let there be light.
Here we are.
I don't know what just happened there. Yeah. One more before we leave you for the weekend. Some BC fishermen had a little bit of a competition while out on a lake near Vernon. Take a look. This is a video of an eagle swooping down to grab a fish. The group just tossed back into the lake. The man who posted it says moments like this kind of make you stop and appreciate how wild and powerful nature really is, because, you know, you decide, you know what, it's not your day, little fish. You head right back. And the eagle says, no, I'm hungry.
Oh, the circle of life, yeah.
What can you do? Eagles got to eat. We hope you have a fabulous and safe weekend. The weather's going to be great, so go outside, have some fun. We'll see you on Monday morning.